Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello. My name is Ryan Benson, and this week's Module 1 video assignment is information security. And this PowerPoint will address several topics concerning information security. First question: what is information security? Our text outlines information security as the protection of information from accidental or intentional misuse by persons inside or outside of an organization. This is important because information security has multiple lines of defense. Our text states that the first line of defense is people. The people that work for an organization are the first line of defense. If properly trained and equipped, people can help prevent cyber attacks, giving away information that doesn't need to be given away. They can make sure that company information is kept safe. Line 2 is technology. Obviously, firewalls, passwords, encryption, all of these things fall under technology. And line 2 being technology is certainly a very more advanced line of defense than line 1, but still both very valuable and important lines of defense as far as information security is concerned. Okay. The next question is, why is it important? Why is information technology important? It protects against theft, information being stolen. This photo right here, you can see an individual. He is sitting at his computer, and thief is on the other side, and he reaches through the computer and grabs a credit card. This is a direct ploy on identity theft. So it definitely protects against identity theft for a regular consumer. It also protects against works. The most, at least as far as education is concerned, the most important is plagiarism. It protects against plagiarism with sites like Turnitin and professors. Professors would be the first line as far as people are concerned. Second line would be Turnitin, which is a technology. It protects companies and organizations from individuals that would want to take advantage of them, sue them, try and hold something for ransom. This next bullet is a quote. It is from a New York Times article in which the author Niraj Chokshi writes about, this is actually quite recently, within the last year or so. There's a lot of ransomware attacks that started going around. Hackers would hack in and take files ransom. They would take systems ransomed where nobody could interact with those systems, and they would say, we want you to pay X amount of money in order to release these things. I think the worst I ever saw was a hospital was taken under ransomware, and that's lives at stake. This quote says, a copy of digital ransom notes obtained by the Baltimore Sun stated that the city could unlock the seized files for a price. 3 bitcoins, nearly $24,000 per system, or 13 bitcoins, about $102,000 for them all. So this is saying that the individual who implemented the attack took the article stated that they took city files under lock and key to where they could not be accessed, and they said that they would like bitcoins for them. Now, bitcoins, if you can remember, they were very low in cryptocurrency, and then it fluctuated and jumped up really big, and everybody got on the Bitcoin train, and then I think they kind of plateaued a little bit and have gone back down. I haven't looked at them in a while. I was one of those first ones that was like, hey, I need to get into this, and yeah, but I didn't. So sad day. Next question is enforcement. how are they enforced? Our text outlines several forms of enforcement that I'm going to outline in our information security chapter. Back arrow, sorry. First one, acceptable encryption policy. It is a on-premise network server that is encrypted and kept behind locked doors, and there are limited employee access to this to these servers. So this would give employees the chance to log in with credentials. Most of the time, you have to put in a username and password in order to be able to log into something. I know that I have to at work. That would fall under this. I skipped ahead. Clean desk policy. This usually means that if you were going to get up from something that you were doing, if you're at your computer, to lock your computer. I know at work we have, it's kind of ridiculous. It's about like a 30-second to 1 minute period where our screensavers will, after that time, lock, and it requires my computer password to get back in. Annoying for me, but great for the company because it protects it protects my computer from getting logged into and somebody looking at something that they don't need to be looking at. That's valuable to the company. The next is disaster recovery plan policy. This just means that all computers must be accessed via a firewall. That way, somebody can't piggyback off of your signal and tap into information that you are looking at or into other information at the company or business or whatever. So the firewall presents that. The next is password construction guidelines. This is just a fancy way of saying you have to have a special character and a capital letter, you have to have numbers, all these things. It can't be your name, your last name. It can't be a date significant to you. I think a buddy of mine showed me the other day that he had to have his password needed to be at least 20 characters. That's kind of ridiculous. Last one is security response plan, and this just means that if information is client information is confidential and is proprietary, and it's received from customers, that there needs to be a plan in place in order to protect that information. Our text uses the example of bank account information. It says that this is information that is only available to managers, which makes sense. Like everyday employees don't need access to customer information like that. Data storage is the next next question that we have to address. The first option is primary storage. That basically means it is on that computer. That's where it goes. It's not saved somewhere else. There's not a backup somewhere else. That's not really ideal. Secondary storage, this would be like an external hard drive, perhaps something, even a server in that building, something that the computer is directly connected to in order to save that information. The third is a data warehouse. I saw an article with that. Data warehouse, it's just literally a place where information could be stored. The next one kind of falls underneath the data warehouse, and that's the cloud. Everybody, especially older folks, is like, what's the cloud? Where is the cloud? How do you get to the cloud? I don't want to be in the cloud. The cloud just means it's services provided by somebody else. Apple, is ahead of the game and changing their mobile me name to iCloud, which was great for them. But there's cloud computing, there's cloud data storage. It just means that you are uploading that information to space that is being rented or has been bought by a company to be used for storage. That's kind of what you can see those server racks in this photo are floating in a cloud, which I thought was kind of funny. And then the last page is just references. There we are. Second one is the article, and the third one is about data storage. So had a good time researching this one. It was a lot of fun, especially since I'm having to deal with data storage and security at my current job right now.